Good morning, all of you. So in previous class, we had a discussion on the spring block system. There we thought about the two methods, one the force method, then the another one is the energy method. Now today what happened, we'll explore the numericals related to that one, all the different types of numericals which are there. So what is the background for this is in the workmanship chapter, we had a discussion on the spring blocks, vertical spring block, horizontal spring blocks, then more than one spring also I brought it. The same idea, if you want to work out any numerical something speed, you have to go for that energy method. Something you want to find out time, then you should come for the SHM. There's a conclusion. See, like when you go for exam, advanced exam, will they write any chapter name that this question belongs to this chapter? Nothing, no. So therefore, in the spring block system, if they ask you something to calculate speed or any other quantity, no, so you are going to take help of the equations of SHM or the conservation of mechanical energy, what already you know. If they ask you something time period, we must come to back to the SHM. There's no other way. That's why I never asked anything question in workmanship chapter about the time taken. Because until this SHM, if you know, you cannot calculate. That there's a method. So almost, shall I say that when you are going for advanced exam, what you should do is like the spring block systems which are there in workmanship chapter and SHM chapter. Together you should revise and you should go. But students, what happen? They revise workmanship separately and SHM separately. This is what the problem arises when you go to the exam. So spring block, it's over. Everything about spring block, where all is there, you have to bring it at one place. There's a method is what we should revise for advance. Now, last 20 days, 1 month is there, no? The revision should be of this kind. Okay, yesterday we had some problem. We got stuck, no? Somewhere some mathematics could not help. I think if you can remember, this was the question. Okay, let's, I'll show by another easy method. Already we drew diagrams, everything. So with the help of the diagram only, I think we'll get answer very easily than mathematics. Okay, I'll take like this. So this is the, so I told like, just give me time, I'll think over it. No? So through diagram, it's very easier. Maybe the idea could not strike for me. So this was the particle one, another particle two, it is here. So both are having same time period. So let's not bother anything about showing anything velocity line. So they will start moving in this direction. Okay, initially what is the separation between them? 90. So another is at a by 2. At a by 2 means, so, okay, this is not here. Somewhere here, no? The other particle. Now look at this one. So what is this a by 2? Somebody who has entered, mute it, mute it. Okay, this is what? A by 2, no? So this is the, how much this angle? I think straight away, shall I write 30 degrees? This is what? 60. Keep this in hand. Now both are having same time period. Both are having same time period. Okay, let's get into the calculation part. Find the time at which both blocks will have same position from equilibrium. This is the equilibrium. This point is what? Equilibrium. No, nothing I should put. No. No. So finally, what will happen? So the this will be here. What about this? So let it be here. You try to see this. I think till here we came to diagram. Only thing, some mass is what we could not take. Okay, let me take this as alpha. This is theta. These two alphas, these two angles must be equal. Any reason for that? This was 2 and this is 1. Agreed? Any reason why these two angles should be equal? Because they are at same position. So here the particle 1 will be moving away from mean position, 2 will be approaching the mean position. There's a basic condition. Okay, now what is our question like? Find the time. This is what t equal to 0. At t equals 0, they are here. After some time t, they are here. So we have to calculate that particular time. The time at which both will be at same position. This is the only best available method. Even the mathematics yesterday, you might have seen, no, somewhere that sign we are missing, the trigonometry. Even I tried a lot. Okay, now look at this particular thing. I want you to look at the particle 1. How much of angular displacement it will have? 90 plus theta. Since both are having same time period, in that interval of time, they should also have the same angular displacement. How much it should be? 30 plus theta plus. So here already this is 90 is there. Already this 90 is there. So this will, how much particle 1 will describe? 90 plus theta. In that interval of time, the particle 2 also should describe same angular displacement. So already this theta plus alpha is 90 that we have. So now remaining what will happen? This 30 plus alpha should be theta. Please understand this. Unless we don't make it's a purely logical, there's no other way. We should make observation. There's no other way. That one, there's no concept, nothing. Okay, you see that one. 90 plus theta is what angular displacement. Then the particle 2 will move like this, no? Then 90 degrees is what it describes here. So the remaining what happened? Theta. The theta should be theta 30 plus alpha. Solving this, I think we'll get theta 60 degrees and alpha 30 degrees. Can we calculate the time now? Theta is 60 degrees. So what is the time taken? So what is the time taken by 1? So total time taken to move from here to here is what? So how much of angular displacement? Pi, no? And alpha is 30 degrees. So what can be this angular displacement? Pi minus pi by 6. So for particle 1, you can take anything. Particle 1. For particle 1, what is the angular displacement? Pi minus pi by 6. In what? In an interval of time t. For totals, for one oscillation, the angular displacement will be 2 pi and time taken will be capital T. That is given. Okay, solving this, we'll get this as 5t by 12. Very, very good, tricky problem. And for all this is what the idea. These are the, anybody flash at this idea? Okay, fine. Otherwise, gone over. Even let it be teacher or student, anybody that one. So whenever two blocks are there, no, do take help of this circle only. This is the best available approach is what I concluding on myself. Two blocks, something if they ask you to compare, no, take help of circle only. This is the best approach. But sir, what is the problem with the mathematics? Yes, there is a problem. The science, everything, what happened, we could not take it properly. Anybody who is very good in trigonometry, please try it. And if you get an answer, please send it to me. Okay, I'll be happy. Huh? Okay, let me go for the spring block system. See, that's what why I'm, that's one, even I should think, it's not that books are there, I will read it, I'll remember, then I'll combine as it is, I will write down here, not possible. To teach for students like your level, I should think and come. If I don't think, not possible for me to handle you people. You'll play football with me. I should be, basically, I should be a good thinker, teacher. Then only what happened, we can express the ideas systematically, scientifically. Thinking is something very, very important. Okay, now we will proceed into spring block systems. Previous class, we had a discussion about spring block. Okay, I have to find out the time period. Let me take 2K and let this be 3K. We have to find out the time period of oscillations of the system. There's a light or massless, you write it. Okay, get this one. These are very popular. Some 2, 3 problems when you do, you'll get an exact picture. Oh, there's a method what we have to apply it. Let's get into this one. First, energy method, that'll be more easiest. You can't go for the force method. First of all, spring series parallel, everyone knows. If you say yes, I'll proceed. Everyone is having idea. Series parallel. Even in elasticity, we discussed. Laws of motion, we had a discussion on it. And even in work point, am I right? Almost at 3 times, we had a discussion of series parallel. Okay, now everyone knows that the series parallel. Are these springs series or parallel? Are they series or parallel? If they're series parallel, it'll be very easy to replace. No, are they series or parallel? No series, no parallel. Springs are no series, no parallel. So therefore, we can't go for any replacement. Springs are no series. Okay, this is one basic conclusion. Okay, let's get into the next part of the problem. Now, how to calculate? So, what is the best thing is like let x be the displacement of block, and in fact, v equal to dx by dt. V is the velocity, no? So nearby it, you write it. So therefore, what is the velocity of the block? Rate of change of displacement. Let x be the displacement of block. Then let x1 be the displacement of this one. Let x2 be the, okay, look at this one. X2 is a displacement of, or so like a change in length of the spring 3K. X1 is the displacement of change in length of spring 2K, and x be the displacement. I'm going to go for energy method. Then in this in equilibrium, the system, in what all form the system can possess energy. Elastic potential of springs and kinetic energy of blocks. Sir, why don't you take gravitational potential? Anybody wants to reply? Can you give any explanation why we should not bother about the initial spring force and the gravity?
It will be the same, sir.
The work done by initial spring force and the gravity will be equal and opposite. We need not to bother. Only the additional spring force will be doing work. Okay, agree this. So that was the background. Almost all problem solvement will be taking help of that condition. So for that, so what is the equation? We'll write it. The overall energy of the system, mechanical energy. From where this mechanical energy will come? On its own will oscillate. No, somebody action agent should give this velocity to the block, no? Or you should pull this block little bit in from equilibrium. I should pull this block down. I should release. Then it starts executing SHM. Somebody should supply energy. Otherwise, not possible. On its own, they cannot oscillate. What we supply mechanical energy, that is what oscillation, and that will remain same in the system. So what is the total oscillation energy? That will be in the form of kinetic energy of the blocks plus elastic potential energy stored in the springs. 2k x1 square by 2, 3k x2 square by 2. Okay, what is the problem? Okay, we can differentiate, but what is the biggest headache we have? Uh, what is how v and x1 are related? We don't know, no? How v and x2 are related? We don't know. So therefore, this x1 and x2 should be replaced in terms of displacement of block. So what is the total idea of problem? How the deflection of springs are related to displacement of blocks. So that has to be determined. For that, the energy equation we know. Okay, we have written. Next part, how to get relation between x, x1, x2. I'll go for the spring forces that are acting. So here, how much of spring force will act? 2k x1. Then how much of spring force here? 3k x2. As the pulley is light, so the spring force acting on both sides should be same. Okay, and the pulley is massless, the net force on it should be 0. So therefore, what we can write it here now, as pulley is massless. So net force on it must be zero. Net force on it should be zero. Okay, again you may get confused. As pulley is massless, so therefore 3k x2 minus 2 into 2k x1 equal to 0. So therefore 3x2 is equal to 4x1. Okay, this is equation 1. This is equation 2. How many unknowns are there? X1, X2, X. I need one. X1 and X2 we have. I want X1, X2 in terms of X. So I'll go for next constraint equation. Assume that this spring is not there. Then the displacement of block should be equal to the elongation in the spring. Am I right? Yeah, assume that superposition principle we are applying. Assume that the spring is not there. If the block moves by X, how much spring will elongate? By X1. So therefore, X equal to X1. Then assume that this spring is not there. Then if this pulley moves by 1 meter, then how much block will move? By 2 meter. So displacement of block is twice of this. Constraint equation, nothing big. Let any number of springs come, you can use this method. Okay, now you see this one. I assume that the spring is not there. So then elongation of displacement of block equal to elongation of spring, x equal to x1. Fine. Then assume that this spring is not there. If the pulley moves by distance, say like a 1 meter, then here 1 meter, one will come, this will move by 1 meter, this will move by 2 meter down. So displacement of this is twice of elongation of this spring. Solving 2 and 3, x equal to x1. So 2x2, I can, x1 let me replace. x1 equal to 3x2 by 4 plus 2x2. 4 2 is 8, 11 x2 by 4. So what is x2 is equal to 4x by 11. Let me substitute that value. So this will be, after substituting, 3 into 4x by 11 equal to 4x1. So x1 equal to how much? 3x by 11. These are some things. Okay, now I'll enter into that one. So putting these values x1, x2 in this equation, call this as equation 4. Put 4 in 5, or put 4 in 1. Then E equal to mv square by 2 plus k x1 square 3x by 11 whole square, x2 will be 4x by 11 whole square, 9k x square by 121, 16 3 ja 40, 16 and 2 is also there, no? Okay, I didn't see. 16 8 24 kx square by 121. Anybody value? This will be 24 plus 9,
33.
33. 33 kx square by 121. Okay, this is the energy. Okay, let me differentiate. Same routine method, almost all, some around 40 problems are there. The idea is same, not 1, 2. There are 40 numericals, but the method is same. Why this should be 0? Anybody, what is E? What we should write? Energy supplied, oscillation energy supplied to the system. How you supply? Will you take any spoon, energy will be in spoon? Will you sprinkle on the block? How we supply? Either by holding the block, pulling it down, or giving some, like by striking the block, or pushing the block, or applying some impulse. Fine. So that's what oscillation energy. Just have a basic. I think some of you are having a keychain, no? In some shops will be available that red, green colors, wires will be there. It's like a spring only. It is that one. So below you connect one stone and there's not spring block system. Okay, this will be 66 k x by 121 into v. V get cancelled. So A is equal to minus 66 k by 121 m into x. Comparing with the standard equation of SHM. Okay, this is a time period of oscillation of system. Just method is what you have to grasp. Nothing is there. Shall I scroll down? Huh? Okay, no. We'll take the next one. You have to solve. I'll just only discuss the constraint equation and the relationship. Calculations you have to work out. Fine. Okay, now we have to find out that the system is in equilibrium and X agent will come and will give some velocity to the block, or you will pull the block little bit down and release, then it's going to execute SHM. You have to find out the time period of oscillation. What is the first thing? So first we'll go for the constraint equation. Let X be the displacement of this X1, X2, let this be X3. Let's get into the constraint equation part first. First, assume that these two springs are not there. So how is this wire it is directly connected to the spring, no? So if the block moves by X, the spring will elongate by X. So therefore X3 equal to X. Now assume that these two springs are not there. Okay, everything this will be wire. Okay, this particular thing. Okay, now if this moves by 1 meter, then here 1 meter, 1 meter will become loose. So the block will move by 2 meter. So therefore X is equal to 2x2. Assume that these two are not there. These two springs are not there. This will be like a wire. So when this pulley moves up by 1 meter, then here 1 meter, 1 meter will become loose. This will move by 2 meters. So therefore 2x1. Getting idea? This is the basic idea of superposition principle here. Then let's go for equating spring forces. Here K 3K X3. Here 2K X2. Kx1. So therefore, now what we can write it here? How much of spring force should act here? So this will be, I'll write it. Tkx3. So this should be, half of it should act here. 2k x2 by 2, 2k x2 by 2. Any constraint equation, can we write it? Or relation between spring forces. Tension on either side of pulley should be same, no? These two should be equal, and sum of these two should be equal to this. or nothing but you can see this one. So here, how much you should write here? 3k x3 only, because what is this tension should be written here. Let me proceed like this. Okay, now kx1. So kx1 should be equal to 2 into 3k x3, because net force on this pulley should be 0. So we'll write it. This is pulley A, pulley B for pulley A. Similarly, for pulley B, what we can write? Pulley B, of course, it's quite very simple. What are the forces acting off of it will act here. Then there's a string, no? Tension should be same. So this part of the string is very important. So what is the tension? This point should be same as the string is massless. So therefore, what we can write here, no? 2k x2 by 2 should be equal to 3k x3. There's a basic relationship between them. Now let me simplify. This will be 6x3. This is equation 1. This is 2. Then this is string is inextensible. String is light. So therefore, this tension, this part of string is very important. I'll underline like this. Blue color string is any string or string is massless, no? So therefore, we'll write it here. Blue string is light. Based on that, we are able to write this equation. Otherwise, not possible. X2 is equal to 3x. This is equation 3. So it'll be easy for us to do all the replacements. Now I can bring x like a x3 in terms of x, all that particular thing. Let me substitute here. X is equal to x3 is equal to how much? 6x1. X3 equal to x1 by 6. X2 will be 3x3. So 2 into 3x3 plus 2x1. Further, x3 is how much? Okay, 6x3, you can write it as x1. So this will be 3, 3, 6, 18, 19, x1 by 6. Am I right? Okay, once you know x1 in terms of x, you can bring all other things. Huh? So we know x3 equal to x1 by 6. So x by 19. Now what about x2? X2 will be x3 is how much? X by 19. Huh? So x2 will be 3x by 19. Okay, what is energy equation? The oscillation energy what we supply will be in the form of elastic potential energy of the springs. It will be kx1 square by 2, 2k x2 square by 2, 3k x3 square by 2. Differentiating this and equating to 0. First you replace x1, x2, x3, then differentiate, then solve it, you'll get the time period. Okay, do this one. It's a calculation. I'll leave the calculation to student. It will take more time. Able to get this. I think most springs don't get. So how springs are they series parallel? We don't know. Springs are not in series or not in parallel. Springs are. You get wide varieties of questions. The method is same. When you solve 3-4 problems, you'll get a trick. Oh, this what somehow the constant equation is what you have to find out, and equating spring forces and energy equation is what you have to search. Got it? Okay, let me. Find the oscillation in it, find the time period of oscillation of the system. Again, the let elongation of this spring. Okay, we'll proceed like this. Let the displacement of block be x. Elongation of this spring be x1. Let this be x2. Let this be x3. Or I'll write it 2k. It'll be convenient. We'll stick on to this one. And this pulley is lighter. So first equation, what you can write? X is equal to constraint equation. First, what is I want you to really that one. Assume that these two springs are not there. Then the displacement of elongation of this spring should be called displacement of block. Assume that these two springs are not there. Then elongation of this spring should be called displacement of this block. X equal to x2. Assume that these two springs are not there. If this point moves by 1 meter, this will move by 2 meters. So therefore, keep it here. Now, how much of spring force will act here? TKx3. Then how much here? The spring force acting will be 2kx2 here kx1. This much is what we have. Okay, what all equations? So on pulley, we'll take here on pulley, on light pulley. Net force on light pulley should be 0. Okay, based on that, so I can write one equation: 3kx3 is equal to 2kx2 plus kx1. So 3x3 equal to 2x2 plus x1. Call this equation 2. Now look at springs k and 2k are in series. And they're in series, what will happen? The spring force should be equal. 2kx2 is equal to kx1. So therefore 2x2 is equal to x1. I think we have enough equations. So then energy equation, mv square by 2 kx1 square by 2. Solving x1, x2, x3 in terms of this, then differentiating equate to 0, we'll get the time period. I do have answer. Check it later on. Huh? Now, I'll ask you one question. I want to replace these two springs by an equivalent spring so that the block will have same time period. What should be K effective? Why all this? Let me replace with one equivalent. So what is that K effective? So that this block and this block should have same time period. So they may ask you questions of like this. So nothing but is the end after getting the end formula. So what is the K effective? K effective will be 6K by 17. They are nor series nor parallel. How to find out them? By using this method. Series parallel, we know how to do this one. If they are nor series nor parallel, so this is the effective method. So they may test you questions like this. Find the effective spring constant of the system. Nothing but what happened? Find out the time period. Then replace all the springs by one equivalent spring. If both the blocks are having same time period, okay, this is effective spring constant. Effective spring constant, students will try to think series parallel. No, nothing, no way. You should think in this way only. Taking help of SHM, you should derive. Getting this, I think it's a small basics, no, nothing to do with SHM chapter. SHM is begins from here. The background is all the laws of motion. SHM start from here, and you already know SHM. In SHM mechanical energy will be conserved. What is the energy supplied to system? Again and again, you must focus on this one. Okay, so I think some trick is what you have to grasp rather than working so many numericals. No. Okay, we have reached the end. Let me introduce to few more. Okay, find the time period of oscillations of the system. You should not get confused. Already we know enough background. The diagram is little bit changed here. That's all. What is the basic method? Okay, let me take this X. Let the elongation of this spring be X1. Elongation of this spring be X2. First superposition principle, we have to apply it. So I'll begin like this. So let this spring, let this spring not be there. Let assume that there's only string like this. Then if the block moves by 1 meter, if this moves by 1 meter, here 1 meter will increase. So then how much this should elongate? By 2 meter. So what is the displacement of this? Twice of this. X1 is twice of this, or X is half of this one. There's no other way. Student has to think analyze, because as a teacher, I don't have any other explanation more than this. Please try to understand. There's some limit from teacher side also. Beyond that, no teacher can go. Ultimately, again, it depends upon the student only. He should able to make observation. Assume that this spring is not there. Okay, fine. This is okay. Now this move by 1 meter. Here 1 meter will increase. So how much length is increased? 2 meter. From where it will come? This should elongate by how much? By 2 meter. So therefore, if the block moves by 1 meter, this will move by 2 meters. So what is the displacement of block? Half of it. Now leave this. There's no spring is there here. Let's assume that this is string. Then if this moves by, if here it moves by 1 meter, here 1 meter will increase. Okay, get this one, 1 meter, 1 meter. So this will elongate by 2 meter. If this moves by 1 meter, how much it will move? Or you can begin this, you are getting confusion. Okay, assume that there's no spring is there, only string is there. Let it move by, let this pulley block move by 1 meter. If the block moves by 1 meter means here 1 meter, 1 meter will increase, no? Then how much this should move? By 2 meter. If this moves by 2 meter, 2 meter, 2 meter will increase. Then how much should elongate? By 4 meter. So not understanding. Okay, think again once again. That's all. No, no other way. Sir, why don't you give any formula so that we'll substitute, we'll get answer? Not possible. Science is not about all formulas. Science is about making observation. So what is the method here? What you should do? So first I'll start. Why this is? Huh? So assume that the spring is not there, string is there. So definitely what happen? This pulley cannot move if this spring is not there. Then let the block move by 1 meter. Here 1 meter, one will increase. This will increase. This will get deflected by 2 meters. So displacement of spring K is twice of the block, or displacement of block is half of it. Assume here string is there. Now here spring is there. Only spring is here. Then let the block move by 1 meter. 1 meter, 1 meter will increase. So 2 meter length from where it increase. So this should move by 2 meter. If this moves by 2 meter here, 2 meter, 2 meter will increase. From where this additional length will come, spring should elongate by 4 meter. So therefore 4 meter, this is a 1 meter. So therefore displacement of block is 1/4 of elongation of this spring. Okay, let's come to the spring forces. So here 2K. What is the trick I should use now? It should be like this, no? Anybody? Will you write any equation? 4kx2 should be equal to kx1. Any reason for that? These two forces should be equal, no? So next equation is 4kx2 equal to kx1. Then energy equation mv square by 2 kx1 square by 2 2kx2 square by 2. Differentiate and solve, you'll get the required answer. This is looking at spring K. Okay, you do get wide varieties of things, but overall methodology will be same. Huh? You have to stick on to the overall method. The conditions will be same. Let me give one more. I think we don't have space. Okay, work out now. Think on it. Let the spring constant be K. Only one spring is there. Okay, no problem. We can manage very easily things. Okay, let the displacement of block be x. That of the elongation of spring, let it be x1. So the question is very simple. E equal to mv square by 2 k x1 square by 2, and where v equal to dx by dt. In all the problems, v equal to dx by dt. This is very important. I think I've forgotten to write, because because of that only all this headache is there. Let me go back all. I think I didn't write, no? In the first problem only I wrote it. Because of that only all that headache. Otherwise things would have been very easy. Yeah, let's get into the how x and x1 are related is what I had to search here. The rest of the problem is very simple. How to bring so many. Anybody answer?
X equal to x1 by 4.
X equal to x1 by 4. Okay, let's wait for any other answers. Anybody? Any other answers? Just think on it. Let it be right or wrong. Why to get scared? Huh? X1 equal to 2x. X equal to x1 by 2. Okay, yeah, fine. Huh? So it is like this. Huh? I'll proceed like this. Huh? Let this move by 1 meter. Here 1 meter and 1 meter will become loose. That 1 meter will be shared half meter here. So this will move by half meter. If this moves by 1 meter here, 1 meter, 1 meter will become loose. This 1 meter will be taken, will come here. So here it will increase by half meter, half meter. Somebody is asking, sir, still we are not understanding. I think I have this part here 1 meter, here 1 meter. Let's assume that one. That will be shade here as half meter, half meter. Agreed? I don't know. I'm trying to get this is 1 meter. This 1 meter, what happened? 1 meter means little bit. Let me make it long so that, yeah. This is for worst case to understand things. No, try to see this. This pulley moves by 1 meter here. This 1 meter becomes this 1 meter open will be shared by these two parts. So here half meter will increase. So this dot will move by half meter. Then the block will move by half meter. So x is equal to x1 by 2. Then v equal to dx by dt, de by dt. Time period will be m by 4k. Check it later on. We have to think no other way. You have to think. You have to find out the time period of oscillation of the block. Why so many? It will be, we will make it here. This will be sufficient. 4 springs. Look at this. All pulleys are light and all springs are identical. Okay, think on it. Meanwhile, I'll share this. Okay, now we have to find out the time period of oscillation. I think the method will be same. How the displacement of block and elongation of springs. All springs, will they have same elongation or will it be different? There's the next question. Yes, all will have same elongation because they're identical, they're having same spring constant. So shall we write here x equal to 2x1? Assume that these 3 springs are not there, only this spring is there. This moves by 1 meter, then this will move by 2 meter. So that the displacement of block is twice the elongation of this spring. Like that, how many are there? 4 springs are there. V equal to dx by dt, dE by dt should be 0. Solve it together, record answer. Things are very simple. There's no limit, I feel. They can ask you any of the questions available here. This already, I think, long back we have discussed. So once again, I'm bringing. Forty-five degrees, all springs are identical. So they lie in a plane. How the weight will act? Weight will act perpendicular to plane. 3 springs, a block is connected to three identical springs that lie on a smooth or gentle surface. Mg will not act vertically down. Mg will act into the plane of paper. There's a basic idea. Smooth or gentle surface, find the time period of oscillations. Okay, now you have to determine time period of oscillations. If I displace the block is pushed I'll show the displacement along the spring 1. I'll write it. And released. Find the time period of oscillations. Okay, what I'm doing, I'm just going to push the block along the spring 1. Okay, this is spring 2, this is spring 3. I'm going to just push the block slightly, displace slightly along this and a release. So we have to find out the time period of oscillations of this particular block here. We had only that were pulley. Now I'm coming to different conditions. Say that the problem is very simple. So it's about the diagram, nothing big. So initially you assume there's a thing. I do have colors now. With colors, I'll show it. It'll be very easy for you. Next, what will happen? It is slightly pushed. No? So it will be like this. And this is being compressed. Okay, take this condition. So that x is the displacement. Then x dash is what it will be. Then what is this angle? Theta. So what is theta? Theta should be 45. Still it remains 45 only. Slightly it is pushed here. Then what happens to this? There's a block. The block is here. What are the forces it will be experiencing? I'll show by arrows. These are very important. One spring force. This particular spring will be compressed. The spring, as I move this block here, this will be compressed. So spring force will act here. So how much it is being? It is being displaced by x. Then what about spring 2 and 3? They got elongated. Elongated means the spring force should act along the spring. So the spring force will act in this direction. Okay, we do have this triangle. This triangle is very important. This is x, this is x dash. What is x dash? X is compression of spring 1. X dash is elongation of springs 2 and 3. Okay, spring 2, spring 3, spring 1. So let's write things. What is x? Compression. We have lost. We don't have students who will really draw diagrams of this kind. I don't know what happened to our learning methods. We are totally lost. Hardly we get a students who will really draw diagram, analyze, think, because everything now it has become like within 1 minute we have to solve. So they have lost thinking ability itself. Whom to blame? The advanced exam only. When you keep 1 hour 20 questions, what you are doing? You are making them to think within 2 minutes. So to get a better rank because of relative competition, you are made to think very fast. In the process of fast thinking, what happened? We are losing everything. So can you call scientific exam? Definitely no. I will not suggest. Elongation of spring 2 and 3. Okay, this much is there. Okay, let's do one thing. So here kx dash, kx dash. What is the net force acting on the block? No need to show springs. It is understood here. Spring 1, 2 I wrote. Okay, that is under. So what is the net force acting on the block is equal to 2kx plus 2kx dash cos theta. What is theta? Theta should be 45. Theta should be 45 degrees. Okay, let's go for the mathematics here. Cos theta is equal to x dash by x. So what is x dash equal to? X cos theta. So kx 2k x cos theta 1 plus 2 cos square theta. How do this will be opposite to the displacement, so therefore negative sign will introduce. So what is the minimum of negative sign? The net force is acting opposite to displacement. So what is the acceleration is equal to minus of k into 1 plus 2 cos square theta by m into x. What is theta? Theta we know 45 degrees. Let's substitute that value. Cos square theta 1 by root 2 whole square. So this will become 2k by m. So what is the time period? T equal to m by 2k. I think we have to look at that constraint equation. We have to look at nothing big. We have to search for the possible constraint equation that is available in the system. I think in laws of motion chapter, we had a discussion on such thing. If I do remember, that was about only how that elongation of springs are related is what we had discussed. Okay, fight with the diagram. It'll be easy for you. Okay, let me introduce. Few more basics are there. Let me cover all the basics. Then I'll come for the other set of numericals. Last one more is there. We have, if we okay, this is a spring block system. I'll remove the mass, lower mass M2. Then I want the new time period and new amplitude of oscillation. So what we are doing a problem where if some mass is removed or added to system, what happened to the time period of oscillations of the system? So what is my question? So if a mass is added or removed, so here I'm going to remove this one. So block M2 is suddenly removed. Then what is the amplitude of oscillation? Then what is the new time period? Okay, someone asking, sir, what actually you are asking? So let me put question. Find the amplitude and time period of oscillation on removal of block of mass M2 at mean. Okay, this one. So it is a test. So initially the system will have elongation. So what is the state of spring? Elongated or compressed? It's elongation. No? So write this is. So what is the equation? You can write it. No, who will balance this weight of these two blocks? Kx naught should be equal to. Shall we write m minus 3m? Or let it be, no problem. This will be m1 plus m2 into g. I'm going to remove the block m1. What will happen to the on removal of block m2? What will happen to block m1? Will it be there only? So what is the state of this? Earlier kx naught was balancing. Kx naught was balancing m1 plus m2g. Now when I remove this block m2, so how much of spring force will act? Spring force will not change suddenly. Will I agree, all of you? No, kx naught is equal to m1 plus m2g. Is it kx naught greater than m1g? Yes, it is. So it starts accelerating. it will start moving up. It will start moving up. So somewhere, so now as it starts moving up, so what will happen? The spring force will decrease. So the net force acting on it will be decreasing. Acceleration decreases. Somewhere it will come to mean position. Okay, I don't know mean position. Somewhere here I'm going to take it. There's a mean position. It's available in book where you don't have explanation. Diagrams are not there. They wrote some equations or something. Okay, the new this is K R naught, I'll write. What is R naught? The new mean position it is. It's a new mean position. Let it be here. Okay, I get this one. So what is this? This will be R naught, you call it. So this will have maximum velocity. And now what will happen to it? So as it starts moving, as it starts moving up, now M1G will become greater than K R naught. M1G will become greater than K R naught. Then it will undergo retardation somewhere here in between some position. Let me show it. So it will have velocity v1, retardation like this, say some kx1 m1g, and finally it will come to instantaneous rest. Okay, this will be instantaneous rest here. So this is like it will have some still some elongation will be there in the spring. Let it be that one. Okay, now tell me what is the amplitude? This is the lower extreme. This is a mean. This is upper extreme. Will I agree? Okay, let me indicate those lower extremes. Okay, I think we have a practice of showing this one. Okay, now what is amplitude? The distance from upper extreme to mean, or the distance from mean to lower extreme. That should be called as amplitude, no? So this is what the amplitude. It's asking to calculate this value here. Okay, let's write kx naught. What is kx naught equal to? What is kr naught? What is amplitude? Looking at the diagram, x naught minus r naught. So what is x naught equal to? R naught plus a. What is x naught? M1 plus, what is R naught? M1G by K.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, how did you write, sir? X naught equals to R naught plus A. Okay, sir. Okay.
Huh? Some from
Okay,
diagram.
sir. Yes.
Huh? Yeah. Or else the difference of these two is what this amplitude. I think here I'm having you have to look at this part. What did they say? X naught plus the blue color line. I'll extend it so that it'll be easy for you. Agree? No. This is so this amplitude. So what is amplitude? No amplitude. What you should write? M2G by K. What mass you remove? No, the weight of that by spring constant will be the amplitude. It's very important at many applications it is there. Of course, we don't use that one, but at many places it will be there. So when some mass is removed, no, so what will be the new amplitude? The new amplitude will be M2G by K. It's a very dangerous, no, the spring block system. By some means, if mass decreases, it starts oscillating. It was supposed to be a test. Then if mass decreases, it will oscillate. Then what is the new time period? What was the earlier time period? Time period was, what was the earlier time period? So what is the new time period? New time period is only M1 by K because M2 is removed, no? Here block M2 is removed. Getting this one, very very nice problems. Huh? A student has to. I'll bet you search any book available here. Nobody will show this one. They'll write some explanation or write some equation, not there. So students development has to fight with equations. Why is writing this one? How is writing this one? Not possible, no, unless we work out. So solutions that are available in book, what happen are just only a 10%. So don't think that you have a book and you have a solution, okay, you can manage. Not possible. Unless again you have to break up. So solution, what happen is only 10% of explanation, what is available. Okay, this is about the mass removed. In a system, if mass is removed in vertical spring block or anything, okay, this is a condition. Okay, now if I add mass, oh, it is coming. Okay, if some mass is added to system, okay, let's see what will happen. So I can add mass wherever I want. No, let's take horizontal spring block system into the consideration. So there's a M. It is executing SHM. Then when it is at mean position, it will have maximum speed V naught, and the amplitude of oscillations is A naught. Let me indicate all. Okay, this is a mean position. These are initial amplitude. Okay, so here what will happen, when it is at mean position, I'm going to add a small particle. Let it have mass m. There's a particle. Or some putty it is called as. So like a dough, no, sticky one. Once I'll add it, it'll get stuck to this one. So what is the question? No, a block of mass m is executing SHM with amplitude A naught and angular frequency of oscillation omega naught. Huh? A small particle of mass m is added to system when the block is at first case mean position, second case extreme position, third case is at x equal to plus a naught by 2. Find the new TA and equation of SHM. So this is what t equal to 0. So first case, we are discussing the problem. What is our first case? A small particle is added. So particle, and there's a block which is executing SHM and a small particle will be added. System and which will get stuck. System when the block is at rest, the particles get okay, we'll put a condition like a inelastic collision idea note in the end. Okay, let's get into the concept. So initially, what is the time period? Time period is given by whatever the initial amplitude is given a naught. So what is the initial time period? Time period is given by omega naught k by m. That's all. So after adding mass, tell me what will happen to overall mass of the system. Will become 2m, no? So what do you expect the new time period? The new time period will be omega equal to, is it okay? Fine. Omega naught by root 2, 2m. So k by 2m. So k by m is omega naught. The new angular frequency, the time period of oscillations will change. Where do we, what is use of this? You look at the automobiles, we'll be having many moving parts, no? Which will be describing oscillating motion. With the time, what happen? Some dust will get deposited, and the dust, what happen due to grease, will be sticky one. So when it gets deposited on the moving part, the mass of system will increase. If the mass of system increases, time period will change. If the time period will change, then the different parts, if they start taking different time, it was designed for omega naught, now it will become omega. I think there's a big headache. It's a big headache. So therefore, it should be very careful designing will be done. What will happen to the common velocity? It has to change. Vm. So how to calculate this Vm? Mv naught into Vm. So Vm equal to V naught by 2. Okay, let's calculate the new amplitude of oscillation. So kinetic energy at 2m by 2 Vm square should be equal to Ka square by 2. Will I agree this? What was earlier? What was V naught? V naught must be equal to A naught omega naught. This was the condition. Okay, let's write here. No, after solving this, Vm is how much? V naught by 2 whole square, K by 2, this is A square. V naught square by 4, K by 2 is square. I'm trying to calculate the new amplitude. That's the only condition. But we don't know any of the things. Okay, you come for like this. What is V naught? You can write it as A naught omega naught square by 4. A naught square equal to, this will become 2. So what is K? You can write M omega naught square. Now look at the conditions. What will happen to amplitude of oscillations? Increases or decreases? I have just wanted. If a system is executing a system at mean position, if mass is added, what is the first case? At mean position, the mass gets added and gets stuck to it. So the time period of oscillation, will it increase or decrease? You have here the discussion. I have placed no. Okay, we'll keep it here. So what will happen to amplitude of time period of oscillation will decrease. What will be amplitude of oscillation will decrease. So what is the conclusion? When a mass is added to system at when it is at mean position, omega and so both as amplitude and angular frequency decrease. This is a conclusion. If I had the mass at extreme, it's a possibility is there, no? Okay, let's go for the second case. What is the second case? Second case, I'm going to add there's a mean position. Already we know something like, and this is the extreme, no? At extreme point, what is the state of the block? Will be at instantaneous rest. Shall I write IR? I think I cannot write instantaneous, so you have to understand that one. Instantaneous rest it will be. What is the spring force? How much will act? K A naught. Okay, just after adding, so what is the mass of system will become 2m. Anything will happen to the time period of oscillation will change. Okay, time period of oscillations is going to change. Anybody will you say amplitude? Right extreme, left extreme. Anything will happen to the amplitude. So same spring force will not change. So only the new angular frequency will be K by m plus m. So this will be equal to omega naught by root 2. Anybody, amplitude, will it change or remain same? Remain same, no? What was the energy of the system, no? K A naught square by 2, now also K A naught square by 2. So the energy, the amplitude will not change. It's going to be same. That's what I wrote it. A equal to A naught. So on a system, if mass gets added at extreme, amplitude will not change, angular frequency has to change. At mean position, amplitude will decrease, angular frequency will change or will decrease here. Okay, this is about the thing. Okay, now look at the last part. If the mass gets added up at x equal to A naught by 2, this will be very interesting for you, will really help you a lot. Okay, let's construct the diagram. I'm coming to the third part. Okay, let's have first the basic diagram clearly. This is the mean position, which was under concentration, and this is the extreme. So where is the block? It is at a distance of A naught by 2. So here the mass will be added and it gets stuck to it. I think this is the condition. What is the state of the block at A by 2? Will it be at rest or in motion? Go back to the kinematics of SHM, what we discussed. They are going to help us a lot. It will have some velocity, say V. So how much of spring force will act? Here spring force will be acting. This is a mean. This is a right extreme. On this side we have left extreme. Okay, I'm giving clear picture in the diagram. Just make observation. It'll be very easy for you. There's a wall. Okay, tell me like this is a T equals 0 is what I defined. Where the particle will be added this one. So after adding up, how much mass will become? Mass will be 2m it will become. Okay, now he's asking us to calculate all the other quantities. What will happen to amplitude? Now, what will be the velocity? I think it will acquire new velocity, v1. Why not same? Applying conservation of momentum. I'm not sure What will be the new amplitude? Huh? Okay, let me extend the line till here only. Again, students, you'll get confused. Yeah. Okay, I agree this. So there's a situation what we have. So spring force, will it change? No, it will be same thing as it is. How much? K A naught by 2 only. The velocity will change. So applying conservation of momentum. Can we calculate V omega naught A naught square? What is the displacement? A naught by 2 whole square. Omega naught A naught. What is this? Speed of the block at the instant when particle is being added to the system, and when the block is at a distance A naught by 2, and I'll define that as T equal to 0. Okay, get this? So even this also you should call T equal 0 only. At that instant only, everything is, the particle will get stuck immediately. Okay, then the change in momentum will occur. This one. So this is the V. So now we'll apply it. This was the velocity of the block when particle get added when it is at a distance A naught by 2. After this, what to do? We'll apply conservation of linear momentum. Now mv is equal to m plus m into v1. So v1 equal to v by 2. So this will become omega naught a naught root 3 by 4. What was our question? We have to calculate the new time period. What is the new time period? The new time period will be omega equal to k by m plus m. There's no doubt this we can find out. How to calculate the new amplitude? What all form this energy is available? The energy is available in the form of elastic potential energy of spring half into k a naught by 2 whole square plus 2m v1 square by 2. Finally, it should become k a square by 2. I agree this equation is very, very important. In what all form the system is having energy? Kinetic energy of the blocks, 2m v1 square by 2. Elastic potential in the spring, k a naught half into k elongation of the spring is how much? A naught by 2 whole square. And finally, the block will come to rest at extreme position. So this amplitude is what we should calculate here. Okay, let's do one thing. What is V1? Okay, substituting these things. The next step of k, this will become 8. V1 square will be omega naught A naught square m omega naught square. What you can write it as? I'll write it here. M omega naught square, what you can write it as? It is equal to k, initial angular frequency. M omega naught square, this will become k a naught square by 16. Anybody value of a? Hurry up, anybody value of a? K gets eliminated. Anybody value of a in terms of a naught?
5/8 A naught, sir.
5 by 8 ma?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
So it will be under root 5 by 8 now, sir.
Under root, huh? That's what, please check once, because a square is there, no? Is it okay? If you say S, I'll proceed here. So what do you expect, A greater than A naught or less than A naught? Should be less than A naught. So therefore the new amplitude, so where do we'll get it? The new system. So it will be somewhere. This will be the extreme point. The extreme positions will be this much. Able to understand now? So the new amplitude of oscillations will be and when the block reaches here, it come to instantaneous rest. This is the amplitude. Okay, I want equations of SHM. This is t equal to 0. Okay, how to bring this one? The phase is also there, no? The phase is also there. So what is our equation will be? Our equation will be x is equal to A. I think I'll push everything up so that will get enough space. Okay, I think everything is visible. Let's get into the what is the equation? We do write like, x equal to A sine the new angular frequency plus the phase angle we don't know. Am I right? What is amplitude? Yes, we know. We are very good. Already we have calculated root 5 by 8 sine of omega. Omega also we know it. How much it is? Omega naught by root 2 t. This phase angle, I don't know. How to calculate phase angle? Anybody will come into picture?
T is equal to 0 and x equal to a naught by 2.
That's all. Then solve for that particular thing at t equals 0. I'll put at t equal to 0. What is the value of x? A naught by 2. So a naught root of 5 by 8 sine 0 plus this one. A naught get cancelled. So root or under root 5 by 8, I think it will be so what is the phase angle? Phase angle will be sine inverse of under root of 2 by 5. So the equations will end up like this. Omega naught is in fact what you can write m by k, k by m. Students will get scared once they look at this equation. Need not, it's a phase, that's all. Okay, the things will be totally different when you add at somewhere in between. You should be very careful about so many other parameters. If they ask you to write equation of SHM, if it were here at mean position, A sine omega t, A sine omega t plus pi by t. It is between, the phase angle should be between 0 and pi by 2. Or you can draw a circle and you can conclude any method. Okay, be ready slowly. The mathematics try to grasp the level of mass. So many problems we have. Let's discuss this one. We have a time. Just now we discussed, the same idea is what you can apply here. I will draw the required diagram, so at least you'll be in a better position to understand what is the question, what actually is saying there. So on one side, we have a wall. Body of in a smooth origin, there is another wall at a distance x naught. The spring is then compressed by 3x naught. This is the natural length. Initially, it's at natural length. This is a wall. Okay, this is in fact the mean position. This is, I'll give some other color, make notice of it. This is a mean position, no? Where there's no elongation or compression in the spring. Now it is being compressed by how much? A distance 3x naught. Then I release it. So it will come to the mean position, will have maximum velocity. It will collide. So let's collide, let it collide elastically. But it is not permitted to go 3x naught on either side, no? It is permitted only, the wall will not permit it to go beyond that one. So is it SHM? We can say S. Still it's SHM, so this is a left extreme. It is not permitted, the wall will not permit to extend beyond x naught. So on this side, it will have displacement 3x naught, on this side only x naught, and will come here. First, let me calculate the time period. Let me also that will come into picture. What is the time taken to move from here to here? That was our question is. The time taken to strike the wall from the instant of release. So I'm going to release from here. This is t equal to 0. So it will go and strike the wall. It will strike the wall with a velocity v1. So here spring force kx naught will be acting, 3kx naught. Here kx naught. Still this is a mean position. This red color dot is the mean position. What is the time taken to move from 1 to 2? So this 1 to time taken to move from 1 to 2 is 1/4 of oscillation. And the time period depends on the displacement what we give. I'll compress by spring 3x naught. Then I'll compress the spring by 2x naught. The amplitude, this will become amplitude, no? The time period is independent of amplitude of oscillation. So therefore, what is T12? T12 should be equal to T by 4. And what is T? T equal to 2 pi m by k, because it depends only on mass and spring constant. Okay, I know time taken to move 1 to. Well, how to calculate time taken to move from 2 to 3? I'll take circle. They're the best thing, no? That will help us a lot. And the idea of circle will help us a lot. What is the amplitude of oscillation? It is equal to 3x naught. 3x naught is what? The amplitude. Then what is the time taken to move from mean to only x naught? X naught, let it be this one. And it cannot go beyond this according to the given equation. So therefore, what is the theta? Sine theta x naught by 3x naught. This is 1 by 3. So theta equal to sine inverse of 1 by. Sine inverse of 1 by 3 is pi by 9. Then what is the time taken to move from 2 to 3? Theta by t 2 3 should be equal to 2 pi by capital T. Means time taken to complete total oscillation, let it be 2 pi radians for total one oscillation, it'll have angular displacement of 2 pi radian. For an angular displacement of theta, let the time taken be 223. So this will be pi by 9 t equal to. So therefore, t23 should be equal to t by 18. So what is the total? What is the time period of oscillation? We'll calculate. T naught, I'll write it. If the wall were not there, it would have completed. It would have taken this much of time. But because of now, what is the time period? Time period will be the total time period now. T will be. I just change its symbol. T should be equal to 2 times of T12 plus 2 times of T23. What is T12? Will be T naught by 4. This will be T naught by 18. T naught by 2 plus T naught by 4. 3 T naught by 4. What is time period? This will be 2 pi m by k.
Sir,
Yeah.
T23 is T0 by 18, sir. You substituted
18,
T0 by 8.
18, huh? Oh. Yeah. So this will become 9, huh? How much it will be? 11 by 18. Pi by 9. This is the new time period of oscillation. If wall were not there, it would take this much of time. Because of wall, the time period will be this much. So if, sir, what is the meaning of this? So for our understanding purpose, I just got it. This is not the time period of the without wall. Anyway, I'm expressing in terms of m and k. We are not expressing in terms of that one. Okay, got this. So he is asked in our question, what is asked? Time taken to move from 1 to 3. I think I'll half of it. Is it okay? This is for one oscillation. What is the one oscillation? T1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. This is one oscillation is what we have this much here. Time taken to move from 1 to 3 should be half of it. So let's get into our question. T1, 2, 3 should be T by 2. Okay, like this, you'll get a wall. See here, what students will do is they go for kinematics of SHM approach. Means something. I'll take mathematics. I'll substitute this. But again, whenever if they ask you calculate the time taken to move from one point to another point, immediately what happened? The circle idea should come into picture. Okay, this one. We have many problems. Okay, we'll do one thing. Let's take this one more. Is asking the time period of oscillations. Very simple. So what this block, I'll give velocity. Then it will cover a distance d by 2. Then it'll go and compress the spring. Then it will return back. No. For half of the time period, it'll be in contact with the spring. Then it will cover a distance d with the same speed v naught. Then for next, it will compress the spring and come. Then again cover a distance here. So what is the overall time? It will be the total time period should be equal to we'll start like this. It will compress the spring, then return. Then again, it will describe uniform velocity motion. Okay, this is the distance d by 2. Then it will compress the other spring. then return back. Then it'll come back to initial position. Okay, this spring constant is K, here K is there. So what is this time? Half of the time period of oscillation if the block were in contact, half of the time period of this one. So shall I add up all this? So what is the total distance it will cover here now? D by 2, D by 2, here D by 2, D by 2. So total distance it will cover with uniform speed will be V naught. Here it will have uniform speed. How do we can write total time? Okay, I think I'll write T only. This will be 2dV. Straight away you can write it. Then half of the time period of oscillation of it. Pi m by k plus pi m by k. So total it will be 2d by v. No, is it SHM? No question. This is SHM, but this is uniform velocity motion. This is SHM. This is a uniform velocity motion. Okay, simple idea based problem. For only half of this, it will be in contact here. Again, the spring will be compressed. Again, it will come back. Once it reaches here, it will lose contact with the spring. So in this region, the block will not be in contact with the spring. Here you can see that one. So it will go in compress. Then once spring comes natural length, it will lose contact here. Okay, let's have one more thing like regarding the SHM. So we ended up equation like this, no? F equal to minus. Okay, let me write this equation. If n equal to 1, it will be SHM. What is F? F is a restoring force. If n equal to 3, 5, 7, 9, it will be oscillatory. Simple. Then if n equal to 3, 7, 5, 9, it will be oscillatory motion. If n equal to even, select it 2, 4, 6, 8. I think n is even, no? Is n is odd. If n is even, it will be rectilinear motion. Able to understand now? So when a force acting on a system, if it is of like this, no, so then it will be, so we can categorize whether it's a SHM, oscillatory, this one. All oscillatory need not be SHM, but all SHM must be oscillatory. Am I right? All SHM will be oscillatory, but all oscillatory need not be SHM according to this condition. So what is the meaning of this is like, so if you have okay, if the force is proportional to negative of displacement, it will be SHM. I think it's very simple. If I displace body slightly from equilibrium, what do you mean equilibrium? Net force should be 0 at x equal to the equilibrium. I slightly displace it. How the displacement given? Towards right, force negative. So the body will expend force towards left. If you give displacement towards left, the force will act on towards right. So it will bring it back to equilibrium. This is what the stable equilibrium. Able to understand? If it is like this. So even equal to this one, F equal to minus K x cube is there. If it is a curve, it will not be SHM. It will be oscillatory. So instead, so this is SHM, condition for SHM. Now if the curve is like this, so it is not some curve. Let me show it. You see, it's not a linear. No, this will be oscillatory. but not SHM. So what happens if the curve is like this? So you may get graphical problems like this also. If the curve is like this, is it SHM? Anybody? Will it be SHM? You displace body towards right. You displace body, straight line passing through object. No, you displace body towards right. How the force will act in the direction of displacement. So unstable equilibrium. So rectilinear motion will act here. You displace body towards left. The force will act towards left. F negative means towards left. So therefore, what is this? Rectilinear. Don't say straight line. So you have to look at the force acting on a body. If it is satisfies this graph or satisfies this equation F equal to minus kx, it's SHM. If it is like this, it's not SHM, but will be oscillatory. If it is like this, then it'll be rectilinear motion, no question of it. So this will be unstable equilibrium. Here it will be stable equilibrium. So when the body will execute SHM, about stable equilibrium or about unstable equilibrium, about stable equilibrium position. Fine. So therefore, I'll write it. A body executes SHM about stable equilibrium position. Here, a body oscillates about stable equilibrium position. Fine. What about rectilinear motion? If the body is in unstable equilibrium and if slightly displaced, the force will act in the direction of displacement. It will be rectilinear motion. So I think this is very important for us. So will it execute SHM or not? How to determine? Just check, is it in stable equilibrium? There's one more method for us, which is going to help us a lot. Coming numericals. There's one just like a some mathematical treatment, graphical or any other thing. There's a method what we can apply it. I think now you know spring block system, some little bit about trigonometry, kinematics of SHM. Okay, try to work out problems related to this week's syllabus only. Don't take like a fluid mechanics SHM, rolling SHM, because your schedule is only spring block system and kinematics of SHM, energy, graphical problems. Applications will simple pendulum, compound pendulum, rigid body oscillation. They will come next week. Okay, this I think I have a lot of questions. Tomorrow afternoon we'll have a class. I think morning may not be possible. Tomorrow I think I'm planning to